Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. It's your brother, Elder Bishop Aithon, back at you with another video. So in this video, through the Spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the Spirit has me going into the topic of fabrics. And why the Lord commanded Israel, he gave certain laws on even what to wear. You know, we have dietary laws. We even have laws on what to wear. We have ceremonial laws. And this is something that is one of the many laws. Basically, all the laws here in Babylon are broken. Slaki, if I didn't say this, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Shalom to the elect out there, and double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Yeah, I'm out here just in an undisclosed location. On my bicycle, I came get some food to get a quick pre-workout in before I hit the gym and then get ready for camp. But as I was picking out something to wear for today, it's kind of, the sun is out. And I say, you know what, Spirit God, I started thinking about the fabrics and the garments because it is part of the laws. And Esau has given us what they call synthetic fabrics. And Esau, in his mind, he thinks that he can do everything. He thinks he can do everything better than the Most High. And Esau's philosophy is that he looks as, now this is the law of the do as thou wilt. This is what the so-called Jews believe in, or what I'm about to explain here. This is a philosophy Aleister Crowley built his whole satanic religion on. And a do as thou wilt is basically you follow after your own appetite. And that the laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai are basically a restriction. They hold you back. They're limitations. And so if you want to be like us, that's what he told Eve. You know, if you want to be like us, knowing good and evil, basically you got to go into witchcraft. You got to do whatever the hell you want to do. But again, that leads to what? Chaos, the Most High, or confusion. The Most High is not the author of confusion. All right? And without the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, we are nothing but beasts. And the Most High even refers to the other nations as beasts because the law, statutes, and commandments are not them. They're free to run wild and do whatever the hell they want. Let me see. Now, bear with me because it's like some of these scripts I haven't been in a while, so just kind of going to spirit right now. Even the laws on the fabrics, I haven't went through that in a while. So I'm trying to remember the scripture right here, Ecclesiastes 3:18. It says, I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men. Now this is King Solomon speaking. He said that the Most High might manifest them, that they may see that they themselves are beasts. Right? And again, why are they beasts? They're beasts because the law, statutes, and the commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai were not given unto them. So they are lawless creatures. They're nothing. They're just like the animals in the forest. You know, the real goyim. They're the real goyim. Now, when you come into this truth, right? It instills order inside of you and gets rid of that beastly state you were in. Let me see, Proverbs 9:1. Wisdom has builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. What is a pillar? A pillar is your foundation, right? 7 represents completion. So once you get into this knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, your foundation is built on complete wisdom in Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and really our foundation is built upon Yahweh Shai, that rock, right? Yahweh Shai. And you build your house upon that pillar so that when the winds and the hell and the storms beat upon it, it doesn't crash, it doesn't fall. So wisdom has builded her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beast. So the beast is what? That old man that was inside you before you knew the laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Again, without them, you are in what? Confusion and chaos. This is why Babylon, the minds of these people are in total chaos, because there is no law and no order of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And one of those laws and the order is the fabrics that we wear. Right? So we'll get into that. It says, she had killed her beasts, she had mingled her wine, she hath also furnished her table. What is your table? Your table is your philosophies, your mindset, right? That's your table. Your table is supposed to be full of good things. And good things meaning what? The conversation of holy things, right? And also your mind is supposed to be girded correctly, girded in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's when your table is furnished correctly. So when you're in this world, is like sitting at a table that's full of defiled meats and abominations. When you're girded in the law, statutes, commandments, and wisdom, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your table is furnished with righteous meats, righteous fruits, righteous things. Okay? Now, part of that is the garments that we wear. It plays a huge role in our vibration and the way our mind operates and our bodies operate. You know, Esau has done a deep dive. Esau knows about all these things, because what I'm going to go into is I'm just going to go into on the internet. I'm going to go into Esau's wisdom that he brings out. You see? So, Slaki, I'm going to take a sip of this thing here. I'm using a mic. It's called a DJ2. It's a wireless lapel mic. I bought it on Amazon. I forgot how much it was. But I tested it out before I did the recording for this show, and it works pretty well. You brothers need a mic. And it comes with 2 mics, man. So you hook this up to two speakers, and you hook it up right into your phone. And the shit picks up pretty good, man. And I have a windscreen on it, on the lapel mic. So it's kind of a little windy and there's a lot of background noise, but Lord's will, you'll hear my voice pretty clearly, you know? But anyway, so let's get into the law of the garments. Now again, it's been a while, so I'm going in the spirit. And I don't remember the exact wording. So I gotta remember. So we're looking for the laws. And you know what? When you go into mixed, you look up the word mixed in the scriptures, the Most High is not with mixing things together. You know, even in Deuteronomy, when the Most High said, well, it said that he's separated Jacob and Esau. He separated the nations from Israel. He separated the lands. The Most High is about separation. He's not about mixing. Same thing with the fabrics and the foods that we eat. The seeds, you're not supposed to mix seeds. I'm trying to remember the wording. Every time you read mixed, it's not like a good connotation. Even the word mingled. I'm trying to remember how it goes. So give me a minute here. If not, I'm gonna have to go to Google. I might have to go to Google. All right, let me just go to Google. About mixed fabrics. Okay. Leviticus 19 and 19. So let's go to that. Again, this is something that's underlooked, is the law about the fabrics and the effects the fabrics have. Why did the Most High command? This is what our people don't understand. Every law and commandment, which our people, they find grievous because they want to be like the other nations, right? They want to be like the other nations. Who pick up a fucking rat or a mouse and they'll roast the shit and eat it, you know? They'll eat anything they can get their hands on, any animal, any food. You know, you got heathens out there that'll eat a venomous snake. So it's like Jake want to get into that too because they see the other nations do it. You know, the whole reason why the Most High gave Israel a king is because Israel wanted to be like the other nations. They're like, they can have a king, why can't we? You see what I'm saying? So Israel's just all over the fucking place, man. But let me read this, before we get into Leviticus, let me read the scripture here. Because the reason why you have laws and commandments the Most High gave us because he cares about us. And every law, statute, commandment, when you get into them, especially the dietary laws, right? And then we're gonna learn about the fabric laws, is because they have negative effects on your body. And so the Most High didn't want that for his people. So he told us, he gave us laws to stay away from them things. The Most High created the bad things and the good things. So this is why he told us to stay away from them, because he knows what effects they have. The pork, the shrimp, the abominable foods, the mixing of fabrics. They have effects that you can't see. Now Esau knows about them because he's got his devices and his instruments that could pick up on brain waves, and he could see things that you can't see with the naked eye. So he's able to verify thousands of years later why the Most High gave these commandments to Israel, right? But Israel just couldn't just trust the Most High. And so this is why them curses fell upon them, man. You know, you ever put on certain fabrics, there's certain synthetic fabrics, you break out in a rash or you get sick because you're not supposed to be putting that shit on. It has adverse effects on the human body, especially Israelites. Us as Israelites, we're especially sensitive to certain things that the heathens can do, man. The motherfuckers walk on coals. You know, you can stab them with a spear and then the fucking spear will just bend. You know what I'm saying? They got demons on them, man. Right, so this is Amos 3:1, right? Hear this, the word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. He's not talking to nobody else, man, but the 12 tribes. Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt. That's something Jake says to each other. Yo, what up, fam? You know, yo, fam. I'm gonna look out for that's fam right there. I'm gonna look out for them. That's my fam. You know? You see what I'm saying? We link to these scriptures, man. So the Lord said, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, because you're hard-headed, O children of Israel, against the whole fam which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, what did he say? You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. So the Most High punished us because he loved us. He loves us. Right? Whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth. Our people don't know the Most High at all. You know? So the Lord said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. And now what proves that? What proves that is the law, statutes, commandments, man. And the other nations, they were jealous and still jealous of us. That's why they stole our identity and they parading themselves as the real Jews, because they still want to be us so bad, because they know that the kingdom of heaven is promised to the children of Israel, the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, so now let's get into the law. So let's go to Leviticus 19 and 19. Okay. Hold on, let me take a sip. Slack it. Yeah, so I pray this mic is picking me up good. Okay, Leviticus 19:19, it says, "You shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let cattle gender with a diverse kind." So this, what do they call them? Where they take different genes of cattle and different animals and mix them together in a tube. That's off. All right, that's breaking the law. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Thou shalt not let that, like even certain animals today, man, certain like a pit bull. A pit bull, it really, if I'm understanding correctly, is unlawful because it's different species of dog mixed together, of dogs that naturally don't come together. And they made a pit bull out of it. And I believe the Rottweiler might be the same. You know, that's why they're so top heavy, because they're not natural. So if that's the case, if I'm correct on that, I'm using the kingdom of heaven. There ain't gonna be no pit bulls, no Rottweilers. All right. It says, "You shall keep my statutes." Now, I'm not saying no spirit's gonna be done away with. You know. Yeah. I used to have a dog named Danger. I called him Danger. Well, he wasn't a pit. I had a pit one time. You know. So that pit is gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven, but he's not gonna be a pit bull. You know, he's going to be the animal. He's going to be the species he's supposed to be. Because if I'm not mistaken, a pit bull is a mix. It's not a natural. It's not natural. It doesn't happen. It wouldn't happen in nature, right? So anyway, it says, "Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed," right? Which they do now. They come with all crazy type of plants and fruits. You know, that's against the law, because the plant loses its healing ability and it loses its vibration. Okay, plants, fabrics, vegetation, you know, the foods you eat is supposed to sustain or increase your vibration. It's not supposed to bring your vibration down. All right, the diets the things we intake now, and the garments that we wear, they actually lower your vibration. That's why you feel tired. You don't feel like doing shit. Everything in this world right now, which is the valley of death, it lowers your vibration, makes you sick, mentally sick and physically sick. "Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field mingled with seed, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee." So you're not supposed to mix fabrics. All right, there's more laws there's more fabric laws, Deuteronomy 22:11. And then, I show you why. We're gonna get. All right. Look at verse 10. Okay, look at that, verse 9. "Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of the vineyard be defiled." Again, these fruits and these veggies they got now, basically, man, none of the fruits and the vegetables you see now are in their original form. They're all mutant forms of the original plant. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find some photos on that. How do I add a? I don't even, man, some people say carrots are not even real. The original carrot. Let me see. I'm walking in the supermarket. I seen purple carrot, like all these different colors of shit I never saw growing up. You know, these different colors of different fruits and vegetables that I've never seen ever growing out of the ground. Let me see, orange. Now the one that really fucked up is a banana. Right, original banana. with big ass seeds. Right, look at that. Because what they do in the markets, they color the they put stuff in the soil to give the fruit color that's not its natural color. They also give it hormones to make them big, and they also give them hormones so that they don't ripe as quick as they're supposed to, so they can last longer in the supermarket. So they totally fuck up the soil. Excuse me, the fruit. And also going into the soil is not rich because they don't follow the land Sabbath. And Lord's will, that's another video I'll do, is the Lord commanded that you give the land, I believe it's after 7 years, a year to a period of time for it to recover. Now during that recovery period, there's a whole host of changes that happen on that land. I'll give you an example. During the time of the C-19, when they shut everything down, what happened? The land started taking over, right? You remember there was trees. Well, look at I Am Legend, right? When the land, there's no inhabitants, the land starts replenishing itself and starts going back. Animals come back, and there's a whole ecosystem of things that happen that replenish the earth back up. Birds start coming back. They start shitting on the ground. You know, the shit fertilizes the soil, and then the birds will fly somewhere else and take a shit on another part of the land, and the seeds from the plant they ate across the land now gets planted onto this part of the land and repopulates it. I mean, there's a whole stuff that goes on. So this is why the scriptures say not to think of things that are beyond your knowledge, you know, because man, or really Esau, you know, and Jake gets sucked up into that. They just don't trust what the Most High said, you know. But Esau, I always said, man, Esau has no excuse because he's got all the technology. He knows the wonders of the Most High more than anybody on this planet. You know, he knows things that we probably won't find out until the kingdom of heaven, that he already knows about how great the Most High is. You see, but let me get back to this here. It says, thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. Thou shalt not plow with an axe and an ass together. I mean, look at all these laws that the Most High got. Verse 11, thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. All right? Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherein thou coverest thyself. So the Most High gave these laws, statutes, commandments only to the nation of Israel. That's Psalms 147, 19 to 20, Deuteronomy 4 and 6. All right? So now let's go into the fabrics. Because gotta be on my way soon, so I'm gonna move this along. So let's go here, right? And matter of fact, we can use GPT. Yeah, ChatGPT is gonna be the best way right now. Do fabrics. Matter of fact, let me see if ChatGPT is gonna give me the right answer right here. Why? Whoops. Command the priest to wear linen. Let's see who's gonna give me the answer. Okay, linen symbolizes purity and righteousness in the scripture, Revelation 19 and 8. Yep. The Most High wanted his priests who served as intermediates between him and people to set apart. Their clothing reflected the holiness, avoidance of sweat. Okay, well, let's see if it gets into it. This is good too, because this is true. The avoidance of sweat. That's also Ezekiel 44:18, they shall not gird themselves with anything that causes sweat. Separation from pagan practices. And okay, this is good, but I want to get into the other reasons. So let's see this. Do fabrics carry frequency? Let's do that. Frequency. Boom. All right. Yes, fabrics can carry or interact with frequencies, but it's important to distinguish what this means in scientific versus spiritual metaphysics. Okay, so I'm just going to jump to the important parts, the parts that I want to bring out here. So electrical conductivity, right? Most fabrics like cotton, wool, linen are non-conductive. However, metallic threads or synthetic fibers can carry or respond to electrical signals or frequencies. So that means, what this literally means is, if you wear a natural fabric like cotton, wool, and linen, they can block frequencies like from 5G towers, electromagnetic frequencies that are out here in this kingdom. But these synthetic fibers that we wear on our skins, they attract and they can respond to these electrical signals and these frequencies. So they interact with the 5G waves and these different waves out here. So what does that do? It throws off the frequency of your body. All right. EM radiation, all materials, including fabrics, absorb, reflect, or transmit electromagnetic waves. Linen, for example, is known to have high dielectric properties, meaning it can resist the flow of electric current, which may reduce certain forms of EM exposure. Exactly. So now you're starting to understand why the Most High gave us them laws, right? To wear the certain fabrics and to wear them 100%, not mixed. Let's read on. Piezoelectric or electromagnetic effects. Wool and silk have mild piezoelectric properties, meaning they can generate a tiny electric charge when compressed or rubbed. All right, some believe that fabrics carry frequencies in a vibrational or energetic sense. Linen is also described in holistic circles as having a high frequency, which is true. It's not a theory, it's true. They've proved this with science. Okay, linen is often described in holistic circles as having a high frequency. While cotton, right? So linen actually has a healing frequency. You can heal yourself by wearing a linen. This is why the Most High commanded a priest to wear the linen, because the linen has very, very high, it raises your frequency. It complements your frequency and he raises it and also heal. It's a healing. The level of frequency that irradiates are on a level of healing. So you understand, right? You go to the store and you have honey. You go in the store, you buy honey. There's something called medicinal honey, all right? The properties of this honey are so high that it can be used for medicine. This is the Manuka honey. They call it medicinal honey. And this is why if you give Manuka honey to an infant or to a child, you can actually kill the infant or child because they can't handle the medicinal properties within it. All right? So the linen, pure linen, is medicinal, is healing. And this is why the Most High wanted his priests to wear the best garments. The high priest, and they wore stones. The stones also have healing properties. I'm talking about real stones. That they carry and they give off frequencies that heal. Says the claims are not supported by mainstream science, but I've seen plenty of articles that support scientifically this fact, right? This is why I did the video, because I've done the research and there's a lot of science out there about it, right? The Most High commandment for 100% linen for priests might align with the purity and natural energy. All right, so let me go to Google. Linen is far more than a fabric. It is a natural textile with extraordinary properties that have been celebrated for centuries. From ancient Egypt to modern mindful living, linen frequency is a concept that connects us to fabric's vibrational energy, believed to promote balance, well-being, and healing. Right, promotes well-being. Because when you wear linen and fabrics such as, you actually feel better. You feel better, you feel you're in a better mood because it raises your frequency, man. So linen is woven from flax, right? We know flax in the scriptures, which possesses a unique crystalline structure. The structure is known to emit a vibrational frequency of 5,000 hertz. You brothers ever heard of healing crystals, right? So the fibers of linen, of the flax, they have a unique crystal structure which emits a vibrational frequency, one of the highest among natural textiles. In comparison, wool resonates at approximately 5,000 hertz, right? This would be sheep's wool, while cotton is significantly lower at 100. Synthetic fabrics such as polyester typically emit much lower frequencies or none at all. They're dead, which can what? Disrupt the body's natural energy flow, right? Again, like I said earlier, this is part of the reason why people are so fucked up today, because the fabrics that we wear, remember our bodies have an energy field. We emit energy. Our body runs on electricity, right? Even the scriptures speak about the spark, right? Let me see if I can find it. I haven't read this one in a long time. I don't even know if I can find it. It was about the spark. I think it might be. There's a scripture where it speaks about the spark and the contents of the spark being life. Okay. Maybe I'm bugging. I thought there was a scripture like that. Works and any man say even to a spark. All right, well, I think this is it here. Wisdom of Solomon 2:2. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart. Right? A little spark in the moving of our heart. So our body runs on electricity. Now, matter of fact, let's do a solid right here. Etymology, and let's look up spark. I'm just curious. Spark. I bet you it has something to do with like life, something like that. A gleam of light. Figuratively used in Old English, was especially in reference to something that starts a fire, also a small trace. Exactly. As vital or animating principle in human life. What I just say, man? I guarantee you the etymology has something to do about life. Of as vital or animating principle in human life. From spark of life, trace of vitality. Right? So, where were we? Okay, so let's go back to this. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so I might just do linen, because just for time's sake, we'll see. But and I wanted to go into the synthetic fabric. This basically said it right here. I mean, the point I want to bring out, that it disrupts the body's energy flow, and it causes and what's the word I'm looking for? It creates an environment for sicknesses, you know, and really physically as well, but mental, you know, just because your brain runs electricity. You know, you got neurons. There's actually sparks, electrical conductors in your brain, and the metals in our food, the microplastics, which the majority of microplastics that are in your body are in the brain. They say the average person has 7 grams of microplastics just chilling in their brain. So what does that do? It messes with the electrical conductors in your brain. That's why people have a hard time remembering things, dementia. You know, you think you're going crazy, your thoughts are scrambled. Is because there's electrical disruptors in your brain, microplastics, and then the energy fields around us. And then on top of that, the garments that we wear are not shielding us, but enhancing the negative effects of the electromagnetic fields around us and these radiations. But you see how the Most High gave us these laws to protect us from all this shit. But Israel looked at these laws as a burden. They loathed at them. And they wonder why they're in the condition they are in today. The Most High did everything he was supposed to do. He gave us the laws. He told us to follow them. He even punished us because we couldn't see that the laws were for our good. So he had to punish us to try to force us to follow them for our own good, because the Most High didn't want to destroy us. Right? He didn't want to have to destroy us. So he did whatever he could do, even try to beat you so you wouldn't do it again, so he wouldn't just have to off you. But this is what it came to, man. Zechariah 13:8. 2/3 just gonna have to die. The Lord said, well, what more can I do? I've stricken you, but you just harden your neck. What is that, Isaiah? You will revolt more and more. The more I beat your ass, the more you go off. So, you know, the Most High said he doesn't find pleasure in a man's death, you know? But it comes to a point where the Most High had enough. That's the point he's at now. That's why Jacob's trouble is coming, you know? But let's read on, man. It says, human beings, on the other hand, have a natural vibration frequency that ranges between 62 and 68 when in good health. So see what I said earlier? Our bodies have a natural frequency. When the body's frequency drops below this range, it may lead to physical or emotional imbalance. See? So wearing fabrics with high frequencies like linen can help harmonize and elevate the body's energy field, promoting a sense of balance and well-being. I said that earlier. When you put on these fabrics, it gives you a better sense of well-being because your frequency is being raised up. You pair that up with a healthy diet, and then you pair that out with prayer. Oh man, you know, they like to call us bums and the scum of the earth, but when your mind is right with the Most High, you're eating as best as you can, you know, and you're following the laws as to the best of your ability. Trust me, man, as much as a bums you are, your mind state and the way you feel, especially mentally, is going to be much, much better than the richest person on this fucking planet. Because I'll tell you this, the richest millionaire on the planet, when he's on that deathbed, when he's got that cancer, doctors say, look, you got a stage 4 cancer, he will trade all that fucking money to be a bum and healthy. There's a reason why there's that term, health is wealth. It says when a body's frequency drops below this range, it may lead to physical or emotional imbalance. Wearing fabrics with high frequencies like linen can help harmonize and elevate the body's energy field, promoting a sense of balance and well-being. All right, so let's read on. This remarkable interaction between linen frequency and a body's natural energy supports alignment, harmony, and vitality. Unlike synthetic fabrics that often feel inert or energetically disruptive. So when you go work out, you know, we like to put on Nike gear and they have the synthetic fabrics and they sell it as it's stretchy and it's anti-odor, it's anti-sweat. But natural fabrics are already anti-sweat and anti-odor. But they do something that these synthetic fabrics don't do. They heal. They raise your frequency. So working out in natural fabrics, you'll actually have a better workout and you'll heal faster from your muscles, right? Even when we go to bed, we wrap ourselves in synthetic sheets. I mean, just 24/7, our bodies are just being attacked and fucked up. Our minds and our bodies 24/7, on and off the clock, with nonstop. Getting fucked up. But see, the Most High is bringing us back to this knowledge. This knowledge of these fabrics, the majority of the world they don't ponder, especially Jay, they don't ponder on this shit. They just want to get the Dolce & Gabbana and the fucking Nike shit, whatever shit is the rapper is wearing that's lowering your vibration. You know? And this stuff is more expensive, of course. Esau is going to make anything good for you more expensive. Try to buy a good book on history, with real history. Go to Amazon, find a good book on real history. You know? Some of the books we used to bring out, you got to save up a couple months worth of paychecks to afford them. You know? And that's how it is. But if possible, man, get 100% linen, 100% cotton, whatever you buy, try to get the same fabric. You know, stop buying the synthetic shit. Unlike synthetic fabrics that often feel inert or energetically disruptive, linen's high vibration complements the body's rhythms, offering a unique blend of comfort and energetic support. Right? What did I say before, man? I said these fabrics complement your frequency, or they amplify, which linen actually amplifies, because as we read here, it's our body's frequency 62 to 68 hertz. Linen is 5,000, bro. And wool is 5,000. Right, so let me jump around. Let me see if there's anything good down here. Today, linen continues to play a role in healing and wellness. Medical professionals and holistic practitioners are alike rediscovering linen for its health benefits. Linen bandages, for instance, are favored for the breathability and antibacterial property. That's another thing, man. Is linen. Another cool fabric is bamboo. Bamboo is naturally antibacterial, naturally anti-odor. Breathable. Linen warms you up in the wintertime and cools your body down in the summertime naturally. So linen bandages, for instance, are favored for their breathability, I'm over here, and antibacterial properties, making them ideal for wound care. In physical therapy, linen is used often for wraps and compresses, as its natural fibers are gentle on sensitive skin while maintaining optimal air flow, baby. Right? Look at this. Flax fabric acts as an excellent filter against chemical exposure, noise, and dust. Gamma radiation is shielding. Linen clothing reduces solar gamma radiation by almost half. You read this shit? Are you reading this shit with me? Protecting those who wear it. Interestingly, flax fibers retrieved from contaminated soil are resistant to harmful radiation. So they found flax fibers in contaminated soil that was radiated, but the flax itself did not catch the radiation. Do you understand now why the Most High commanded the priest to wear the linen and for Israel to wear these natural fibers? He didn't give this law to the other nations because he don't care. The Lord said they're like a drop of a bucket. He said they're like to him unto spittle. You see? So the laws which our people find grievous are actually laws to save our lives and to protect us. Let's read on. Bacteriological benefits. Linen's rare bacteriological properties make it resistant to fungus and bacteria. So if you got candida, if you got allergies, you got certain ailments that can't seem to go away, change your clothing. Wear fibers that actually disrupt those negative things like the candida and the bacteria and the viruses. The linen and those natural fibers will actually disrupt those things and make your body uninhabitable. Okay? The reason why they're in your body is because your body is a nice, comfortable home for them. All right? Your body's a nice, comfortable home. So the environment, your body is an environment where these viruses and all this shit feel comfortable. They feel safe. They actually kicked up their feet and they built a house there. You see? So linen underwear, for example, has been shown to enhance positive emotions while contributing to overall hygiene. Yeah, so if you can't afford to buy a bunch of linen shit, start with linen socks, start with linen underwear, anything you can, brothers and sisters. Prevention of bed sores. I mean, come on now, look at this shit. Japanese studies have shown that bedridden patients do not develop bed sores when linen bed sheets are used. What did I say earlier? I said when we go to bed, we wrap ourselves up in these poisonous materials. So all night, they're fucking up your frequency, and you won't wonder why you get nightmares. You can't have a good night's rest. You know, moisture management, linen moisture management. Look at that when I was talking about the rashes earlier, skin health. Wearing linen can help decrease skin issues from common rashes to chronic eczema. I mean, so much, man. Linen clothing has been found effective in reducing inflammation, managing fever, and improving air exchange. So, man, you could read on and on. Like I said earlier, man, there's a lot of articles about this. You know, the ChatGPT try to play it down. But, yeah, I'm not going to go more because I think you brothers and sisters got the gist of the point of this thing, man. But, I'm trying to think of, there's a scripture in my head. Here, let me read this here. I'll end it with this scripture. God, this one's in my head for some reason. So I'll bring it up. I mean, if you go up here in verse 3, it says, and he shall sit as a refiner of and purifier of silver. Again, silver is a healing metal. And he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver. Gold is a healing metal. Gold is the best conductor of electricity that you can get. So when you wear gold on your body, it amplifies and it helps the vibration in your body. It helps that energy field around your body be nice and strong. You know, wearing gold jewelry. I mean, can you imagine if we were dressing, let's say the simple change you made is just dress how the Most High told us to dress. Wearing 100% fabrics, you wear linen. You're wearing gold and silver. Do you know how much just that in itself will make you feel better and amplify your vibration? And then on top of that, like I said earlier, you pray and you do your fasting, and then you eat as healthy as you can. You know, a lot of fruits and things like that. Just those simple changes right there would make you feel much better. But the thing is, you know, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but the Most High has given us all this knowledge back. And he shall sit and sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering unto righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord as in the days of old and in the former years. Right? So this is talking about these times we're in now. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, against the adulterers, right? Because this shit about synthetic fabrics that we're wearing, all the way from our head to the soles of our feet, everything is energy blocking. My socks right now, these socks, energy blocking. The shoes, energy blocking. You know, abominable materials, the clothes, this watch I'm wearing, the phone I'm recording on, the mic that's strapped to me. All of this is emitting dangerous electrical fields that are going against my body's own field. This is why a lot of people also catch heart attacks. We read it earlier about the spark of life. That spark is electricity. So all these electrical fields and all this negative energy around us, it disrupts the energy, that spark, it disrupts that spark, right? I'm trying to remember what the thing is called in Transformers. The thing that, I think it's called a spark as well, right? Let me look it up. There's a... Right. In the Transformers universe, a spark is essentially a Transformer's life force, acting as both their heart and soul. It's a glowing, roughly fist-sized and massive energy, right? Which is your spirit, right? Because your spirit is nothing but energy. So that's that spark. So basically what this modern technology and these synthetic things that we wear is basically trying to weigh down your spirit, and it goes against your spirit. It's trying to kill the life and the energy of your spirit, you know? Where was I just at? Here. This is why this is a spiritual battle, all in all. You know? At the end of the day, it's what it is. So, because they can kill your body, but they can't kill your spirit, you know? And if you were one of those spirits of the elect the Most High created, there's nothing they could do to drown you out. I mean, you'll feel like shit because because they fucking with our bodies, again, through these clothes and through these magnetic fields we're being bathed in. These negative magnetic fields and the foods that we're eating, it makes you feel like shit. But the scriptures say that our spirit, though our body perishes, spirit is renewed day by day. So that's why you got to remain in the spirit, literally, to survive, literally. You see that ambulance? The ambulance is on his way because somebody's spark just went out. So let me finish this up, verse 5. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers. And why I mentioned the fabrics and all that, and them trying to bring down our spirit, is because that all goes back to witchcraft. You know, it all goes back to witchcraft. And against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and turn aside the stranger from his right. This is all talking about Israel. You know, these so-called Negroes, Puerto Ricans, natives, you know, and fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts, for I am the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, I change not, therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. So at the end of the day, man, the Most High is going to destroy this kingdom and bring us all back. The entirety of all of Israel are going to enjoy the kingdom of heaven, and we're going to enjoy all the things as the Most High intended them to be, and we're going to be wearing our 100% linen. Right? We're going to be wearing our jewelry, the gold and the silver and the different stones that the Most High spoke about, the different healing stones. Matter of fact, the kingdom of heaven is going to be paved with gold. And it's literally going to glow. You know, I mean, there's other, man, Lord's will, other lessons, man. There's other tests scientists have done to where they actually took a jakes and they saw a glow beaming off of them. You know, they use certain scientific devices, and they were able to read the energy coming off of Jake. And they compared Jake with other people, and they saw that Jake had a strong, like, glow around him. You know, which I guarantee you there's animals that could see that. You know, there's animals that could see, animals could see vibrations, you know. They could feel if somebody's wicked or not. And there's different animals that they could see colors, and they could see spectrums, and they could see in different dimensions, so to speak, of colors and especially colors, you know, and they could read energy. There's animals in the water, they could read energy. You see? So they could read if you're a good energy or you're bad energy. And in the spirit, you're in tune as well. If you're in tune, when somebody rolls up, you can feel the energy. And sometimes you can even feel demons around you. You know, you're doing a show, like right here, I'm sitting here doing a show, and every once in a while I look behind me because I could feel like a negative energy just walk past me. And then, you know, I look behind me to see what's there. You know, sometimes there's somebody walking by, sometimes there's nobody, it's just a spirit. But you can feel that shit going by you, you know? So, kind of like a bug zapper. You know, when you got a bug zapper, it's like an invisible shield, and when a bug enters it, you know, it sets you off. So anyway, man, I pray this was edifying, man, you know. And so Lord's will to the next one. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kaukudash. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. All right, shalom, brethren and sisters. Shalom.